I was the youngest person in Australia to get a facelift. I don't give a what other people think. There's been quite a few men younger than me and celebrities who have DM'd me and asked me, who's your doctor? I mean, you spent all this money on it, why not tell people? As a kid, I was overweight. People used to call me all sorts of names. Accepting myself is something I've always struggled with and I continue to struggle with. Queer people receive microaggressions on a daily basis, some of which I've experienced from my own family, and I don't know if I'll ever be at the stage where I will really feel accepted by them. Hey, I'm Tommy, I'm 29 years old, I'm 50% plastic but 100% fantastic, and I've spent over $50,000 on plastic surgery. I've been detained at the airport for having too much plastic surgery.
They don't recognize my passport photo, so I go through TSA, go through everything else, but they do another security check now at some of the airports as you're boarding the flight, and I get pulled aside.
And I don't give a what other people think about me getting plastic surgery. The procedures that I've had to date include obviously Botox and filler, 80 UPO threads, deep plane facelift. I had a temporal brow lift a few months ago and a surgical lip lift. The reason why I wanted to get plastic surgery in the first place was because I had extreme weight loss when I was younger. I was really self-conscious of the fact that my skin was very elastic. To me, getting a facelift was actually a long-term cost saver and an investment in my future. As a kid, I was overweight, and unfortunately that correlated with being heavily bullied. People used to call me all sorts of names: fat, gay, ugly. Imagine growing up in an all-boys Catholic high school, being cognizant of the fact that you didn't fit in, that you weren't this macho, straight-acting guy. There was no moment in my adolescence where I really felt like I belonged. And in many respects, I still feel like I don't belong. I lost a huge amount of weight and that became a bit of an addiction, because as I lost more and more weight, I craved trying to look and feel a certain way, and that spiraled out of control. At the age of 15, I was hospitalized with anorexia nervosa. It was a really, I would say, traumatic part of my life. So to me, it was all about altering your appearance, because when I did those things, people started to accept me a lot more. And I'm the first to admit, accepting myself is something I've always struggled with and I continue to struggle with. And I don't think plastic surgery is the answer to that, but it does help. I would say that online, some of the comments can be quite nasty at times, but hey, it's really easy to be a keyboard warrior. A lot of people saying things like, you're botched, you look terrible, you look 10 years older, not younger, you need to see a psychiatrist. A lot of people have been concerned for me and think I'm going to come out looking like an alien. I've been spat on, I've been punched in the face, and that stuff doesn't really faze me, but I think the one comment that has fazed me the most is that I'm just gonna die old and alone. I know a lot of people that have had work done and they categorically deny it when I know who their doctor is. I think if you're gonna do something, own it and be proud of it. And the thing that I found the most interesting about social media is all of the private messages, the DMs, even the public comments of people asking, who's your doctor? I've always wanted to get this done. People that I would never expect, family, friends, have come out of the woodwork. You'd be surprised to know that there's been quite a few men younger than me and celebrities who have DM'd me. And I think that's because there's more of an appetite than people realize, but there's still a little bit of shame and stigma attached to it. I have been a drag queen for now 8 years. What I loved about drag was being able to alter how I appeared and play on different gender roles, sexuality. There's a lot of pressure to look perfect or a certain way in drag. And I think at times that perception has come out of just being in drag and in my daily life as well. I've always struggled with my identity and questioning my role in society and where I fit in. I've never felt like I really have fitted in with any group or circle, even within the gay community, even in with the drag queens. And that's also transpired into gender as well. There's been a few times where I've questioned, am I transgender? Because I don't really feel male, but then also I don't really feel female. A few years ago, this concept of non-binary started to become a phenomenon, and that really resonated with me because I can be just me, I'm Tommy. And I think recognizing that is super important and embracing that, because we're all just so different as individuals. I would say that a lot of queer people receive microaggressions on a daily basis, some of which I've experienced from my own family. Whilst I have a pretty close relationship with my parents, we don't see eye to eye on everything. Good to see you, thanks for coming over. I haven't seen you in a hot minute.
Well, you've been away.
I
Very
know.
busy. So you enjoyed LA this time?
Yeah, I did, a lot. I was there quite a few times. I got a bit of work done when I was in LA too, and a bit of filler.
I noticed.
I'm thinking of getting some more work done.
Oh no.
What I actually wanted to get done is my bum.
Oh no.
Are you kidding me? Are you going to get it thinner or fatter?
It's always been small.
He's got an Irish backside, remember?
Don't get one of those bums that looks like you've got a wet nappy on. Serious.
It's the in thing.
What would you do if I said I was getting my dick instead?
Well, I don't look at that at all, so go right ahead.
You'd want to be very careful with one of those, I think.
Do you think I look fake?
Yes.
Yes.
I remember specifically my mum not being accepting of me doing drag at the onset until some of her friends thought it was really cool. Time has progressed and my family's been exposed to a lot more LGBTQ culture, but I would say I don't have a great relationship with my brothers. I think not being willing to understand life outside of just being a straight white man is something that makes me really frustrated. The last message I received from my brother, he said, just because I don't believe in gay rights or gay equality doesn't make me homophobic. I don't know if I'll ever be at the stage where I will really feel accepted by them. I wish that we would have a better relationship and that we could learn to understand each other. And also I wish they didn't think that me getting plastic surgery makes me an awful person. Hello, I'm back. Oh, so good to see you. It's been so long. Oh my gosh, it's like 6 or 7 weeks.
Way too long.
So
Way too long. And you can tell me all about your trip.
Yes,
I saw you had some disasters
Oh
happening.
my gosh, the airline meltdown.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go home. And the last hurdle was as I was boarding that flight, security pulled me aside and went, "Are you sure this is you?"
The only way I was going to get on this flight was to basically say, here is the whatever news articles explaining this current situation to you. And yeah, I'm on the flight now.
I know I said I would stop, and I know everyone's told me to stop, and it might sound a bit extreme, but I've thought about getting butt implants. I've been trying to grow my bum for so long.
I think we've known each other for a long time. In your case, I don't think it's unrealistic. You know, it might just provide you balance because at the moment I know how much you've worked out on your upper body and your pecs and everything. And considering that what you've told me is that you've tried basically everything that you can to try to develop that area naturally, I don't think it's unrealistic to consider it.
The funny thing is that I think that I still look like that person in that photo, but everyone around me tells me that I don't look that way. That goes to show that I still have a connection to that younger boy that I stare at in that photo. I don't think a younger Tomi would have pursued having plastic surgery out of fear of judgment and the certain stigmas attached. But I think once I've learned to accept myself for who I am and say, hey, you know, I do want to change some parts of me and I want to do that with an informed decision. It's from within self-acceptance that I've been able to outwardly change my appearance. I think my teenage self wouldn't believe that this is me right now. But I also think that in some ways, my teenage self would be very intrigued by who I've become. And I would like to say I hope proud. When I grew up, I didn't see anybody like me represented in the media, so I want to see more of that and I want to support more people in being able to be themselves. I want to be a spokesperson for the LGBTQ+ community to demonstrate that it's okay to be you, and in fact, it's amazing to celebrate who you are.